Hello, and thanks for joining me on another quick garden update video. So on March 2nd, I planted some tomato seeds along with Elysium and Nasturtium to get my first wave of flowers going. I'm in growing zone 6B, 7A, and March 2nd is kind of early to start the tomatoes, but I do have a lot of growing space in my greenhouse to allot for that. But this is just the tomatoes after 2 days. Underneath here is where I have all the tomato sprouts and the Elysium and the zinnia. They've been planted since March 2nd, so they are 9 days old, and everything looks to be pretty healthy. I am concerned about the soil, the moisture. It's just starting to dry out now that I have the light closer, but it's taken it the better part of a week to dry out. So what I'm going to look at is how that is going. I'm going to take this out of here. But all of the tomatoes look really good. The stems are just a smidge long for my liking for just being a week old. But with tomatoes it's okay because you can plant them deeper. But everything is on its way and looking pretty good. The chicks are now 3 weeks old and they have grown quite a bit in those 3 weeks. Their wing feathers are getting longer. You can see that they have their primary and secondary wings there. And this chick is one of the cream leg bars. If you notice on her head, there really aren't many feathers on the top of her head. Most of the feathers are just concentrated in the wing and none really in the breast area. Still a lot of fluff. But size wise, this chicken is a pretty good size, or this baby chick is a pretty good size. And you'll also note that on the top of the head, there's the beginnings of a little bit of tuft of hair up there, and their tail feathers are extending and growing. So I would say the baby chicks are about 50% baby fluff still and 50% covered by their adult wings. Still have quite a bit of way to go for development. With the enclosure that they're in, I feel like they're running out of room pretty fast, so I will be extending this area shortly. They do get food into their waterer and their feeder quite frequently. I'm also introducing different foods to them. So they're on their starter chick food, of course, but I've also began to introduce mealworms and things like squash and sweet potato to them. And since I have begun that, I also am giving them grit whenever I give them any of their treats. So they're scratching through right now looking for the treats that I gave them. And I don't typically introduce a bunch of things at a time. I just try to keep it to a few things just to see if they'll tolerate it. In the wild, Mama would have already given them a variety of things. And that's a quick update for the chicks and what is happening with my tomatoes. Thank you so much for sticking to the end. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.